Hey everybody, I'm Nick Pelletier, and today we're going to be talking about what we pack and how we pack our food for an extended car camping trip. What I've got in front of me is mainly our dry food and our storage containers that we will be using when we are actually on site. Now I will go over some of the frozen foods that we will be taking with us, but I don't want them thawing out on me while we're recording this video. So before I get into the specifics of what we actually bring with us here, I want to give just a few tips and some clarifications. The first is that you have to determine how long you're going to be away, and the second is that you really need a meal plan. Because if you don't do this, you might find yourself with not enough food, or you might find yourself with too much food. Yes, you can pack too much food, and here are a few reasons why you definitely don't want to. Number one is that if you don't use it, you don't want it going bad, nor do you want to be throwing it away. Number two is that the more things you have, the more difficult it is for you to get things when you need them. For example, you don't want to be digging through the back of your car, especially late at night, looking for some specific can or food item because you have all this excess stuff that you really don't need. And third is that the more that you have, the less room you have for other things, including yourself. This is going to be even more important if you have a smaller car with multiple kids. If you're going on a long extended trip, the last thing you want is things packed around your feet and you're uncomfortable on a long drive. So some other things to keep in mind is that this is not an end all of what you have to bring, or this is the only way to do it. This is just a perspective. So again, this is for a family of 5, and it's going to look a whole lot different if you're a family of 8, or if you're just a couple, or if you're going 3 days as opposed to 5, 7, or 10. Eventually through the process, you're going to learn what works for you and the number of people that you're bringing with you on any of these trips. All right, so let's get started. So we take with us these Clif Bars. There's basically 2 different types, chocolate chip and crunchy peanut butter. We get these from Costco. They come in a bulk box. Those are really good. We kind of keep them like that, easy to store when we pack in the car. We also have with us these protein builder bars. Again, just adds a little bit of variety, a little bit more protein for when we're out there hiking and doing physical activity. So we just have a package of rice that goes along with one of our meals that we have planned. We have raw organic honey. We bring this basically with us for our teas. We have some snack items here. Obviously somebody wanted to have a few luxuries along with their trip. We have some Starbucks coffee sachets here, instant oatmeal. Again, this is really something that we use so that we can kind of get out really quick in the morning. It's going to be a little bit colder where we're going, so we want warm breakfast, but again, something that's quick, we can heat it up, eat it, and be out without a whole lot of mess, not a lot of cooking, and not a lot for us to really clean up afterwards. Just in case somebody wants to spice up their instant oatmeal, we have a package here of dried fruit. Maple syrup. You can't go wrong with maple syrup. There's always something you can use maple syrup for as a sweetener. If somebody wants to have pancakes or something like that. We also have cold cereals. It's packaged in such a way that it's really quick and easy to grab, and so each person has one. We also pack with us olive oil. That's kind of what we use for all of our cooking on our cast iron. So here's another luxury item, hot chocolate. We have it basically measured out. And this is a really good example of what I want to talk about with regards to downsizing. So this is the original container. This is basically what I have for one night, as opposed to having this big container. Again, we're not going to go through this in a week. If we did, that would be pretty crazy. And so bringing a big container like this is a real pain in the neck, and it takes up way too much space. So another item we have here is basically our tea kit. So we have in here all different types of teas. Some of these are for early in the morning and breakfast, and these are also kind of part of our first aid kit. That's why we bring so much honey with us. God forbid anybody gets sick or gets a cold. There's nothing like having some hot tea when you're sick to kind of soothe your throat. And this is our spice container. So for example, here we have our pepper, and we have another container here. I think that is chili powder or cayenne pepper. And then we have our oregano, and we have salt. I think there's some other spice packages in here for specific meals, taco seasoning mix, and for chili. But for the most part, these are the main things that we kind of use for spicing our food up. So let's go into our next container here, and we've got some canned goods, and we've got some different mixes for when we're out hiking as well. So we have some dried fruits. Again, these are items that we probably take with us when we're hiking. These are chili spiced mango. This is a trail mix. Looks like we have some mango, banana chips, and cashews. So this is packed in a way that we know that maybe this is going in one person's backpack for a day. We have the American traditional item, some chocolate, Hershey's chocolate, some marshmallows, and you definitely need with that, of course, graham crackers. So for some people, these things might seem like they're really excessive items that are definitely not necessary when you're going out camping or hiking. But again, we've got kids with us and we're trying to relax, we're trying to have some fun. So we don't really pack a whole lot of items like that, but we definitely want to have a few of them around, just kind of relax around the campfire at some point. Then we have a pack of dates. Again, these store really well and they're good for energy. So that's another item that we'll have along with us whenever we're out hiking. Then we have our canned goods. We've got tuna, sandwiches. It's a real quick and easy item. Again, for us, a lot of times the priority is not having these extravagant meals. Otherwise, we'd be cooking lasagna out in the woods. But for us, a lot of times it's how quick can we get to the food, because when you are hungry, you just want to eat. Got some tomato paste. We have coconut milk. We've got some diced tomatoes, more Thai coconut milk. Then we've got some vegetarian baked beans, probably for chili. And we've got some red beans and some more red beans. So again, if you look at this, for the most part, this is our tallest can, and it's gonna fit right here. You can't fit a can on top of a can inside of this container, and that's basically because we don't want it to. We want to just be able to look in really quick, see what it is that we need, and get it out. Just some other items that we'll have with us. We have some juice boxes. Again, these store pretty well. They have organic juice boxes for the kids. We've got some vegetables with us that we'll be cooking. So we have some carrots, potatoes, onions, as well as a pepper. Those are just to add to our meals. I'm sure this is just out for display, but we have a whole lot of apples that we'll bring with us for the kids. So again, looking at some of the items that we will put in our cooling system, we have here a smaller bottle of ketchup. Again, downsizing this or this. When it comes to space, you want to really make sure that you have the smallest container that you really need. So we have some buffalo sauce, mayonnaise container, and small mustard container. Last thing I have up here for now is our eggs. So you can get these egg containers at REI. I think Walmart also sells them, probably Academy, some other outdoor stores. You're gonna be able to find them pretty easily. You can get them on Amazon. And again, this is just to protect the egg so that anything does hit the egg, it's not necessarily going to break it. Okay, so I got out some of the food items that we'll be packing in our Yeti cooler. Again, I'm gonna do a complete video about all of our frozen foods and how we pack them along with the dry ice to make sure that they not only stay cold, but frozen throughout the duration of our trip. So let's just try to knock them out one by one. We've got some beef Frank's hot dogs that we're gonna have. Those are definitely things that we cook at night by the campfire. We also have chicken. This is basically cut and diced up. This is probably for coconut chicken curry. And we have another one here that is for chicken fajitas. It's really important that, again, we keep everything in these plastic bags. That way we can see exactly what we're looking for. But we flatten them so that they're very easy for us to stack and pack into the cooler. These are frozen juices. Basically what I'll do is I will cut this in half and I will put them into plastic containers, because for the most part, if I want to put all of this into a container, I need a really big container. And if I cut it in half, I can basically put it into my liter bottle and then mix it up. For the most part, we normally drink water throughout the trip, but it's nice to have a little bit of a mix up every once in a while. Ice cream, totally a luxury item for some people, must have in our family. You're definitely the coolest person in the park if you are in the middle of the Smoky Mountains and you're eating Ben & Jerry's or Bluebell. The cool thing about having a Yeti cooler with dry ice is that this will definitely keep frozen. We have some ground turkey, using that for, I think, our chili. We have turkey sausages here, turkey bacon. We have some turkey cold cuts for sandwiches. This is our banana bread. We'll keep that frozen until we start to eat it. And this is definitely a really, really good option for quick breakfasts in the morning. And this is our cauliflower rice stir fry. So a lot of our meals that we have are basically packaged as such. They're packaged as meals. So we basically grab that meal and we cook it as fast as we can. Some nights we might have some chicken burgers. We also have turkey burgers. Also bring with us a package of cheese. Again, it's pretty compact. So the only things that we don't really have up here right now are bread and our dairy items. But again, you kind of get the point. Our idea here is just to show you how we'll be packaging things, what type of containers you might want to use. Again, you can get these at Walmart. They're not the only option. I'm sure you can probably find many other options other places. It's good to keep them clear so that you can see into them. So kind of just a recap. Number one, you want to think about how long am I going to be out. Number two is what are the meals that I'm going to have. Three, the types of activities that I'm going to be doing and how that might affect my meal plan. You want to downsize all of the items as much as possible. If you can take a smaller container, then you absolutely want to do it. Remember that there's no perfect setup because at the end of the day, there's too many variables with regards to people's personal preferences, alongside of how many days you're going out, where you're going to, the weather that you're going to be dealing with, along with the type of activities that you will be doing. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you really liked this video. If you did, definitely subscribe to our channel. If you have any comments, complaints, questions, suggestions, or any advice that you might want to share to the conversation, definitely leave that in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.